Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sentinel. So last May, in episode 125, we did an episode on this Burke character. He was, found guilty of bribery and making false official statements. And we've been following this story ever since to find out how his sentencing went. Well, yesterday this guy was sentenced. The max he could have gotten was 20 years. Prosecution asked for 10, and the judge gave him 6. This has a recap of this whole thing. So what happened was this guy's a 4-star admiral. He was the number 2 most senior person in the United States Navy, and he'd also commanded U.S. naval forces in Europe. So right before retirement, he gets in bed with this company called Next Jump, and basically gets him a contract worth about $355,000, a training contract. And then he's got a side deal going on. And the side deal is very simple, that when he retires, Next Jump is going to hire him on and give him a job for about $500,000 a year. Now think about this shit. This guy's a 4-star admiral. At a minimum, he's making $200,000 plus in his retirement. And but he needs more money to live on. I mean, you got to be shitting me. I live on a lieutenant colonel's retirement, and it's more than enough. But I can't imagine a 4-star's retirement. I would definitely have better clothes on. I'd buy my shit at Walmart because I'm good with it. I don't really need to impress anybody. So he's got all these side deals going on. Now, what happens is when people have these side deals going on, they generally don't have only one side deal going on. They got multiple side deals going on. His other side deal was he had a mistress on the side, and the things went sideways between him and his mistress. So she's the one that went to the authorities and said, "Hey, this guy's pulling the scam." And when they investigated, and that's when he got in trouble. He made some false official statements, and even some of the executives in the companies got in trouble, and they're pending sentencing also and whatnot. But now, if she had not done that, imagine we would have never known. My research shows that Burke was retired at the 2-star rank. Now, because of his conviction, his sentencing, and obvious misconduct, the Secretary of the Navy can have him further reduced in rank for retirement purposes. The Secretary of the Navy can also make the bold move to initiate a board and have him drop from the rolls. And what that means is that Burke would get 0 retirement, 0 pension, and he would lose his rank and a service. And in my opinion, given the severity of his misconduct, given the fact that he took a bribe while he's on active duty and then subsequently lied about it, and he needs to have the book thrown at him. It's important to senior officers to get the message that you will be held accountable and you're not immune to the justice system. So although we brought closure to this incident, I take no glee in it. To me, it's a shameful day that a senior officer was convicted and then sentenced to prison for 6 years. It's not a good day for the military. But here's the sad part about it. There's others out there, who may not have a mistress and whatnot, that have cut deals with a lot of these military-industrial complex contractors to make sure that they get highfalutin jobs. And so we got to come clean. We got to find these cockroaches, and we got to clean house. I mean, that's the bottom line. So that's the first part. The second part is we got to take it a step further. And in the past, we've talked about Senator Elizabeth Warren. She's got some legislation pending that she wants to bar senior officers for an X number of years, still open for debate, 4 years, 5 years, and whatnot. And so they can't go work directly for the military-industrial complex. And in my opinion, that legislation doesn't go far enough. We not only have to bar them, but we need to make sure that when they walk out of the Pentagon, that they don't walk out with their clearances. And the reason that that's important is because those clearances are worth a lot of money. Now, I get it. I get that many of these officers require the clearances in support of operations for the Pentagon. I get all that. If you have a direct connection with the Pentagon and you need clearance, you retain your clearance. But you should not have the clearance to go work for a civilian military-industrial complex. If they need to get you a clearance, then they get it. It's really that simple. Big lesson in this is, these people just didn't turn unethical overnight. This started decades back. They had this trait in them. Because the culture has sort of been making allowances for people that lack integrity, lack the moral fiber, that are self-serving, kept getting promoted. So when they reach the highest rank, let's say a four-star general, they kind of look around and they say, you know what, nobody can question me. I'm the absolute authority, so I can do whatever the hell I want. And that's why they started getting these shady deals. The importance of character and honor and integrity are so damn important in young officers, and we need to continue to nurture it. We need to continue to recognize it, and we need to continue to make sure that the right people get promoted. Because once they get to the top, and if they don't have the moral fiber, they don't have the honor and integrity, they're going to make a mess. And because they're always worried about their self-interest rather than the collective interest of the unit or the military. Many of these senior officers have no shame. And the reason they don't have any shame is because how they were trained and mentored and evaluated when they were junior officers. And if you let them hide and slide and slime around and stuff and be selfish and self-centered and careerist, eventually when they get to the top, they don't have the moral fiber. They don't have the honor, the integrity, and the intestinal fortitude to do the right thing. They're always looking for, hey, what's in my self-interest? What's going to get me ahead? And hey, I'm coming up for retirement. I need a next big job. I'm a four-star general, so I need to be on a corporate board. And they start cutting these shady deals on the side. We don't need people like that. We need people like George Marshall, that are serving the country, serving the nation, serving something greater than themselves, not themselves. That's the type of people we want. And so I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. It's an important one. That's all I got. Stay rugged, stay united. Con out.